Hey guys, so today in this video we're going to be looking at my Forex funds. We're going to be going over what this firm has to offer for traders out there, and we're going to be comparing this with another firm and see which one is better in terms of a trader's performance, in terms of giving the trader the best platform, best conditions for growth. Because at the end of the day, as traders, we want to grow. We want to be able to scale up our capital to trade bigger. That'll help us earn more money. We don't want to be stuck in the same account size because we definitely know about risk and we understand that we can only risk a certain amount of our capital. We can't go in risking like 10, 20% of our capital. It just doesn't work. And that's exactly what these firms believe in, what they instill in their traders. So in order to pick the best firm, I would highly put an emphasis on scalability. Are these firms suitable? Do they have the right conditions, and do they foster growth? So we're going to see if my Forex funds fits that. We're going to see if this other firm fits that. Before we get started, I want to go over my Forex funds real quick. It is a firm that started back in 2020, so not too long ago. It's fairly new. They have pretty good ratings. They are rated as a 4.9 on Trustpilot, which I use because it has the most reviews on there for this firm. Another good thing is that what they offer is they offer both the instant funding. So instant funding, basically in a nutshell, is you just pay a deposit up front and you get capital right away, which is great. You don't have to go through the hoops and the challenges and the evaluations and all those phases. You get money right from day one. Now, of course, they have some rules, which is understandable. The biggest ones you want to worry about is their drawdown rules. So if you reach a certain drawdown or a certain limit, then your account gets taken away and they terminate it basically. The good thing about these firms more and more is they're taking away the daily drawdown limit. They don't care about the daily losses, just as long as you don't hit that overall drawdown or drawdown limit. And a lot of them are so much more flexible in terms of time and allowing you almost infinite amount of days to reach the profit target. So you can tell by having that they're more concerned, and they put a lot of emphasis on minimizing your losses and not hitting your stop losses. As long as you don't hit your stop losses and keep your account like at a neutral, they'll let you trade. So that's kind of good. That's kind of nice, gives you a bit of flexibility. And my Forex funds definitely fosters that environment, as well as this other firm that we're going to be looking at. Now, in terms of what else do they have to offer, that's basically it. They have nice price plans. I looked around and they have by far the most affordable price plan. So if you're a trader on a budget, you could choose my Forex. That stands out. However, just because something is advertised as relatively cheap, I put that in quotations because cheap is super subjective and it depends. It's not, doesn't necessarily make it the best option, or does it? We don't know. Like, that's exactly why I'm making this video, to see if my Forex funds really is the best option out there. So the other firm that we're going to compare this to is the 5%ers. You may have heard of them before. They've been around since 2016. They also have some really good ratings of 4.8. Not as many reviews, but still a good sample size, a good set to get a grasp and get a good idea on how good this firm is and what their satisfaction level is at. So they've been around, like I said, since 2016. They offer their program is fairly simple. They only do funding, so they only have the funding program. And today we're going to be comparing the $6,000 instant funding low risk program with the accelerated program over here with my Forex funds. So we're going to be looking at the accelerated and at the conventional method. So we're going to look at the lowest price plan, which is $100 for $2,000 of capital. Now, right off the bat, I can see that these two, in terms of price plan, it's relatively the same. Like if you scale this up, if you put this at 6,000, which this is at, this is priced in euros, but converting it to US dollars, and we're going to be looking at US dollars in terms of any of the pricing or any of the figures that I mentioned. So this is all priced in US dollars. I don't know why they show euro. I guess they're a European company, whatever. They have their method. That's fine. I mean, it's nothing wrong. So 235, that works out to be around $245 US. So if you compare that with my Forex funds, because this is 6,000 you're getting, let's say you're getting 6,000 of this, you're paying, that's $300. So it seems cheaper, but if you put the numbers side by side and scale it up to make it a even playing field, you're paying a little bit more for my Forex funds, essentially. I mean, not so much more, but a little bit more. So, but this is the offer that they have, that it's $100 gives you $2,000 of capital. Now, in terms of instruments, what they both offer, well, the 5%ers here, they offer Forex. You can trade Forex, metals, and indices. And these are the instruments that they have to offer. With my Forex funds, I don't have it on the page here, but they offer Forex, they offer commodities, indices, and metals. So if you're a commodities trader, if you like trading wheat and corn and all those, then my Forex funds has that platform for you. Now, in terms of speaking of platforms, my Forex funds and the 5%ers both offer MT4 and MT5. The difference comes in CTrader, which is offered with the 5%ers. And if you're a user of CTrader, let me know what your experience is. I'm curious. I'm always looking at different platforms and want to explore and see, what platforms are good out there. So CTrader, I've heard of a few times. I've never used it. So let me know if you're a CTrader user. Let me know in the comments below. My Forex funds is coming out with CTrader. They don't have it yet, but they're in the process of getting it. So whenever they do, you'll be the first to know. And also, speaking of first to know, check out my article below. I did a bit of a deep dive on these two firms as well as other firms and comparing them, did a bit of a comparison and looking at alternatives. So if you're a different style of trader, if you have a certain style, these other firms that you find in this article might suit you and they might be better for you. And also you can find some promo codes there. You can find some deals. So click on the link below in the article and that'll take you there, as well as a sign up page to sign up for our newsletter. It's not going to be super spammy. It's just going to be stuff that helps you not only get funded, but stay funded, because that's the most important thing. As a trader myself, I value those and I want to help other traders, especially beginners, at finding their ground and make sure they hit the ground running and they don't have to go through the hurdles and mistakes and pitfalls that I did while I was getting on my trading journey here. So going forward with these two, we're going to look at the conditions, or what are the requirements for these accounts in order to scale up. So we'll start with profit targets. So in terms of profit target, my Forex funds has a 10% profit target. So the condition is you reach 10%. They have no time limit on when you have to reach that profit target. Once you reach a profit target, you get a 200% increase. So you double your account upon hitting the profit target, and that applies for the phases after that. So you hit 200, so you hit it. So every time you hit 10%, you double your account. You get a capital increase of 200%, which is nice. Profit split on that is 50%, so you get 50% of the profits that you hit. Payout frequency is on a weekly basis, and the maximum loss that they allow for is 5%. Now, the great thing about these maximum losses is that they're absolute losses. So if I didn't explain this before, if you start, say, with $10,000, then you have like a $9,000 loss limit. So if you hit $9,000, your account is done. However, if you increase that account size to 15,000, that loss is still at 9,000. So it's absolute. It's fixed, and which is kind of nice. So you have a little bit more room. You don't have to worry about that loss limit kind of following you and trailing with you along the way. And 5%ers also offers the same thing. So this is starting to become an industry standard, this type of overall drawdown. It's fixed according to the initial balance that you started with. So hope that makes sense there. So that's what my Forex funds has to offer. With 5%ers, with their profit target, it's around 6%, 6.2 to be exact, but we'll round it up to 6%. So their profit target is 6%. They have a time limit. You have 180 days to reach that time limit. However, I would not be so concerned about that. 6 months to reach 6%. I wouldn't say that's enough time. That's quite a bit of time. And even if you don't reach that, they're pretty flexible. You can always reach out to them and ask them for an extension. I'm sure they'll give it to you as long as you don't hit your stop losses and your drawdowns. They'll be happy to help you out, because at the end of the day, they want to provide an environment to help you grow. They have a vested interest in you growing, because if you become profitable, if you're a good trader, it makes them money at the end of the day as well. Like, they're a prop firm at the end of the day. These are prop firms, and they're looking for talented traders. The cool thing about this, though, is that when you hit that 6%, you get a capital increase of 400%. So you're 4xing your capital after hitting 6%, which is pretty cool in my opinion. The profit split for this, it's fixed all along the entire phases, it's 50%. And the one thing before I go ahead is that the capital increase. So that sounds nice, the 400%, but after that it's double your capital, which is nice. So the 4x is a good head start, and then after that it just doubles your capital, which is still pretty good considering the dollar amount. So keep that in mind. Profit split 50% all the way through on all the phases. The payout frequency is bi-weekly, so you get paid roughly like twice a month, so it's a little bit different. The loss limit though is -6%, so it's a little bit better. They have a little bit more. That 1% could make all the difference. It could be the major difference in getting you funded and keeping your account alive or keeping your account active. So keep those numbers in mind right there. That's where I think 5%ers stands out a little bit with the scalability. It gives you a bit more capital and more to trade with, as well as potential higher earnings later on. Now, in terms of conditions, what they both offer, going over that, I'm just going to find that. There we go. So in terms of conditions, both of them are pretty good. They do differ in some areas to take note of. So if you're if you're kind of like a robo trader, if you like using expert advisors, scripts, algorithms. I'm not big into that, so I don't. So forgive me if I don't get the terminology right or anything like that. So if you're one of those traders, my Forex funds unfortunately doesn't allow for that type of trading. I guess they're more hands-on. However, the 5%ers does allow for that. Now, I would suggest checking with them to make sure that what you're using complies with their guidelines and follows their guidelines, because they are a little finicky and things could change. So I would say check with them before using it, because the last thing you want is for your account to be terminated because you used something that could have been avoidable, right? For an avoidable error. So just check with them before you purchase the product, or before you make the purchase, or before you even put on a trade. Take a look at them. In terms of news, they both let you trade the news, so you can trade during the news. You can hold trades overnight. The only difference is with weekends. So if you decide to hold the trade over a weekend, you can do that with the 5%ers. However, with my Forex funds, they don't allow you to do that. So if you're a swing trader, if you like holding trades or riding the trend, like myself, then the 5%ers is a little more advantageous and has better trading conditions for that. So those are the major keys. Those are the things I really look at. There are some other factors as well that I'll probably be adding in later videos, but the big one that stands out for me is the 5%ers, and especially their scalability and scaling up your account, because it's the 4x, the 400% increase makes a big difference compared to what my Forex funds has to offer. So with my Forex funds, you're doubling your account, which sounds nice on paper, but in terms of dollar value, you have probably in order to reach that 24,000 that 5%ers has, let's just even go 18, you have to go through 4 phases to get that same capital, whereas with the 5%ers, you're getting more than that capital in the next phase. So it's a little bit of a no-brainer. Yes, you are paying a bit more. You're paying maybe 140, like roughly 140, $150 more. But in terms of scalability, you're getting a lot more bang for your buck, in my opinion. So if you decide to go with the 5%ers, I have a link below. I also have a link in the article that is linked as well. So a lot of links. There's a link below, so it'll take you straight to the checkout, and you can make the purchase from there if you decide to go with the 5%ers. If you do like my Forex funds, if what I talked about is advantageous for you, then I also have a link below that'll take you to the checkout page of my Forex funds. For that, you can also take a look at some of their other products, some of the other things, other accounts that they have to offer, and take it from there. Another thing I do want to mention is that I am affiliated with the 5%ers, so if you do decide to go with them, I do get a small commission. It's no extra cost to you. You're not paying anything more. You get the same deal. You get the same deal as everybody else. But hopefully you find this content valuable. Hopefully you find this information helpful. If you're a trader who wants to get funded instantly and doesn't want to, again, go through the hoops and all that kind of fun stuff, I would say, if you want to get funded right there and then these programs are good. And again, there are more There are more other firms to check out in the article below. You can also subscribe and opt in to my newsletters, where I send out information about helping you not only get funded but stay funded, as well as some promos, some deals, some contests that all of these other firms have going on, and they're all free to join. You don't have to pay anything, so that's kind of great. So stay tuned, and hopefully you like this. Smash the like button, as they say, or click the like button. Subscribe if you find this useful. Leave some comments below. I appreciate your feedback. Any engagement is fantastic. And yeah, trade simple.